Well, guys, made another video on the 92 step-side truck. Well, this is something I don't usually use a lot, but I did tonight. It goes in the, slides in the back of the receiver hitch of my truck and hooks into the gooseneck ball and comes up and comes over. And it's good for harvesting motors out of boats and trucks and stuff like that. So as you can tell, this is the old OBS square body, and it had the 454 in it with a 400 transmission, and as you can tell, it was fuel injected and then, well, throttle body, whatever you want to call it. But so it was definitely a pain to get out because it was kind of rocking. Because I know you can't tell from this angle, but the truck's sitting at a slanted angle, and then as you got further back down here, it got even worse. So, and by the time you extended out that high and that far, everything started leaning. So, but those things work pretty good. I think I got like $60 in material. I think I bought a stick of tubing, 2-inch tubing that would go into a trailer hitch receiver. It was 1/4 inch, and then made the gussets. I think that stick was like $60, and then I made gussets and then put a clevis on the end down there, and then I just tied it back to my gooseneck in the inside where you wouldn't put all that pressure on the rear frame or the receiver hitch. But yeah, it does work. It does work pretty good. I bet a big block, I bet that assembly right there with cast iron heads, with no exhaust manifolds, but with a transmission, it's close to 900 pounds, I bet. It felt like it. I was playing Jenga, getting this thing to go out over the side of the core support, but I was trying to take as much shit off of it as I could, and that's why I took the exhaust manifolds and left them in there. Or at least left that one. I took that one off, and the accessories and water pump. But this truck did run, and it's not a bad, well, yeah, it is a bad truck. It's got dents and dings. It was a factory 454 400 truck, bucket seat console, but it's one of those things. All this stuff, if anybody's interested in it, needs a set of bucket seats. There's the console. It's just laid into the side there. Any of this stuff is for sale, as I'm gonna park the truck out. Somebody, what doors might be good on it. I'm using the back end out from under it for another vehicle because it's a 342 with a posi. So I'm gonna keep that for myself. Then my buddy Fuzz, he needs the back tailgate because it does still work and the glass is good in it. But I do have another door for it. It's got a perfect square body hood. I just took off of it. That door is messed up. That door, I think, is in good shape. But that's why I didn't keep it. So please, please in the comments don't be like, "Well, why in the hell did you take that thing apart?" Like, no, it was a piece of shit, and it caught on fire before. As you can tell, there's an alternator over there, and that's not where the alternator goes, nor is that the right alternator for this truck. because this is what the original alternators look like over here. Well, they had took where the smog pump went and put another alternator, and that's what that big cable goes for. And if you look here, you can see the melted headlights, and you can see the melted everything, because this thing caught on fire and melted all the wiring harness and everything. Melted the fuel injection, melted everything. But I guess they were more concerned about going boom boom in the back, because they had speaker boxes and a radio and all this dumb shit. But it melted everything in the front. Even here's the hood emblem. It got so hot that it melted the hood emblem. So yeah, all that boom boom. But that's why, one more reason why I never tried to fix this thing. But don't get me wrong, I thought it would have been a cool truck, but it ain't worth fixing. It wouldn't. I'd rather build my little 92. But these blocks, this is what you call a Mark V, and I would have thought this thing would have had the fuel pump bracket on the side of it, and it definitely doesn't. But it is a 4-bolt main 454, but it does not have the accessory for a fuel pump. So I'm gonna have to run an electric pump on this thing. And it's not a roller motor, but it is a 454 4-bolt main. They just didn't have a fuel pump access on the side of the block, so it's kind of rare. Now I wouldn't say rare by any means, because hell, my boat down there, it's got the same setup, but it's a Mark V motor as well. But they run that thing's got a belt driven fuel pump on my boat motor. But this one I'll just run of course, an electric. But no, it is the original motor for this thing. It is like a 91 model big block 454, and tomorrow it'll get that taken off of it and get cleaned up, painted, and get a flex plate put on it. Well, not a flex plate, but a flywheel put on it, flex plate taken off, and a new harmonic balancer. But yeah, that's just a little update on the old truck. But this motor is definitely going in it, and somebody has had this thing out of the truck before, because if you look at the bolts around the timing chain cover, and if you look in the water jacket, you can see how clean it is, and that head bolt right there looks extremely clean, and that one over there too. So this motor has been taken apart, vatted, and cleaned up. So I'm not sure if it's standard bore, I don't know, but I know the oil pan bolts, it's all stainless steel hardware that holds them on, so it's all been apart at some point in time. So I don't know if it's 30 over, standard bore, I have no clue. But I know if you take a motor down that far to vat it and to clean it up like that, more than likely you had it home or bored, and so it might be a 30 over 454, but I don't care. It ran good. We cranked it up, poured gas down the throttle body. It fired right up, had great oil pressure, this, that, and the other. So I'm willing to take that chance and putting a carburetor on it and throwing it in there and seeing what it does. But yeah, I guess this is just a little review on this 454. But the swap is going to happen this week. It will be in this truck by the end of this week. But yeah, If anybody needs any parts for a 1991 square body Suburban, it's not a lot, but it does have good bumpers on it. It's got a good back bumper, a couple good doors, and the interior pieces are pretty decent. But but like I said, always, hey, hope y'all like and subscribe. But until I make another one, y'all have a good one and be safe out there. See y'all.